Yeah. Why you did it again? Hey, look, shit. Yeah. Oh, shit. Hey, look. Damn, driving on the interstate. Niggas tryna eat and get some food up on their dinner plate. Fuck beef, I only want fillets when I'm talking steak. Good die young, you lose niggas in the illest ways. Niggas take a lies for the cheapest J's. Traumatized and now you wide awake.
Welcome to this week's episode. Today it's only me, Eric. The other guys ended up being busy, which is fine. I can't really do much by myself, so luckily I forgot to do the Kong versus Godzilla review, so we can get into that today. But hopefully, I think it will. Hopefully next week it should be back to normal with me, Kevin, Daniel. If not, then we'll figure something out. But as of right now, it's just me. And today, we're going to get through this review. Alright. So, Godzilla vs. Kong. You know what? I am a little biased. I do like Godzilla a lot. Was fortunate enough to grow up playing the video games and watching like the really old movies from like the 40s till now. So Godzilla had a pretty good place in my heart. And I guess I forgot about it since they never really made a movie since the 2000 Godzilla until the 2014. But when I saw 2014 Godzilla, it was it like reignited that like spark for Godzilla, which was cool because I did kind of miss Godzilla, and it's been a long ass time since I actually seen a Godzilla movie. So when they made the Godzilla movie 2014, it was pretty exciting. Even though in that movie, I think Godzilla only had like 14 minutes of screen time. For a lot of people, that's kind of like sad or whatever. Well, not sad, but it's like irritating because they saw the movie for Godzilla. But to me, I think I wouldn't have watched it any other way. I feel like they were trying to keep you suspense until the very ending where Godzilla actually fights the monster. So I personally think that was a good job from the director and stuff like that. But honestly, I didn't even think that they were gonna do a whole movie verse. Not a movie verse, a monster verse with Godzilla, Kong, and all these other titans. So that's pretty cool. They revived that, which is cool. You know what I mean? I feel like we need something different from like all these like superhero movies and like action movies and stuff like that. I think it was a pretty good contrast to what we were used to seeing. Marvel movie, DC movie, an action movie. You know what I mean? It was different. Well, I guess Pacific Rim counts as well as a kaiju movie, but it's not the same. You might hear my daughter in the background, but that's fine. You know what I mean? She's here, and you might hear my girlfriend too, but she's in her own world right now. For me, I really enjoyed the movie. I actually thought it was a really, really good movie, like perfect movie for me. A lot of action with the Titans, less action with the humans, which is what a lot of people were complaining about in the last Godzilla movie. I actually loved the last Godzilla movie, The King of the Monsters. It was, to me, it was badass. All right, you actually get to see Godzilla be the alpha of all these Titans, which was cool. If you haven't seen that movie, it's been like 2 years already. I think it came out 2019, I believe 2019. I could be wrong. That movie was so badass. It was Godzilla, King Ghidorah, fucking, oh my god, dude. And then just all these other Titans came out. It was just cool, man. Seriously, it was just badass. I don't know how people didn't like the movie. I fucking thought it was great. I think I like that one slightly more than Godzilla vs. Kong. Just by a little bit. Because I think the action in that movie was pretty badass. One of the complaints, as I said earlier, was that the human scenes or whatever were too fucking long. And you know what? I understand that, but I personally thought it was necessary because you need a plot point in the movie. You can't just have these Titans fighting for no reason. Well, I mean, I guess you could, but like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a blank, vague movie without the humans in it. So I understand the frustration of the humans in the previous movie, but I felt like it was necessary. And in this movie, in Godzilla vs. Kong, the director was he did a pretty good job dishing out the movie. He did a good job by putting less human scenes and more Titan scenes. So I would say maybe the whole movie is a you see Kong and Godzilla like, I want to say 75% of the time, which is way more than the previous movies. But yeah, whether you're following Kong or you're following Godzilla, you're seeing a Titan all the time. All the time. So I think the movie director did a pretty good job doing that. He portrayed the monsters more, which is pretty cool. He did a good job by putting more monster scenes in there, or I guess Titan scenes in there instead of human scenes. And I guess that's why this movie was more loved and appreciated than the previous ones. And it sold pretty well, man. They made a lot of money. I forgot how much. I think last time I seen it was 135 million box office in theaters. And I'm guessing HBO sells too. But it did pretty good, which is pretty exciting because if you notice in Godzilla vs. Kong, you don't get a post-credit scene, which they usually do, but they didn't do it this time. And people were wondering why. Well, it's because this movie was, I guess, the last movie in the contract. So as of right now, there's no new Titan movies coming out, as in Kong or Godzilla or whatever. So the contract is up, and I guess the owners of Godzilla, I think they're called Toho Productions or something like that. I guess they were waiting to see how the movie was gonna do, and it turns out the movie did pretty fucking good. It did really good. So hopefully they extend that contract. Hopefully we get more movies, because I thoroughly enjoy those movies. I just like Godzilla and King Kong, so it'd be cool to see more movies like that in the future. We could take a little break from now, from those movies. I say give it like another 3 to 4 years before another MonsterVerse movie comes out. But besides that, I really hope they do extend. I really did enjoy those movies, especially the production team who worked on it. I if I'm not mistaken, their name is Legendary Entertainment or some shit like that, or Legendary Productions. Man, they're like CGI for Godzilla and Kong, and all the other Titans were just beautiful, bro. You could tell that they took the time to like do everything frame by frame, because it looks so realistic, but it looks good too. Like, man, I shouldn't go too much into that, because you know, I can literally talk about it all day, but since it's just me, I kind of want to keep it short. Don't want to bore people a lot, but yeah, though, hopefully they do extend that contract. Hopefully we do get more monster movies in the future, like 4 years from now. That way, so when the 4 years do pass, we do have a clean plate so it's not too stale and too boring, since we've seen a good amount of monster movies in the past couple of years. But yeah, I think they should take a break for like 4 years and then come back. That's the intro part of this. So I am a little biased, like I said like 4 times already. Fucking love Godzilla, King Kong, Ghidorah, Mothra, all of them. So let's just get into this review. This movie was fucking great. It was amazing. I've waited several years for this movie, and let me tell you, it was worth it. Because the director did a really good job of everything. He didn't really put too much human scenes into the movie, and when he did, it made sense. You know, it was just enough to provide information about the movie and like how stuff came to be. So this movie was just great. They did a fantastic job. All right. The director knew that everybody just wanted to see the Titans. He knew that everybody wanted to see these monsters, so he did just that. Like I said earlier, 75% of the movie was based around a Titan, whether it was Kong, Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, something, right? But it was always a Titan. So let's talk about the first fight. All right, that fight was just, man, that whole scene was just fucking great, man. Usually, you know, when you see a monsters fight or people fight, right, it's usually in land. The movie director did a fucking fantastic job, specifically in this scene. Kong was chained up, right, and then Godzilla was coming, and you know, he flipped the boat, and you know, like the humans inside were like, fuck, you know, we have to release Kong. But they didn't want to do that. I forgot for exactly why they didn't want to do that. I guess they didn't want to lose him, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but they didn't want to do that at first. But they were like, come on, do it, because if he doesn't defend himself, then we're all fucked. They were hesitant, and then Godzilla just, you know what I mean, just flipped the boat over, shit like that. So now everybody's drowning, swimming in water, right? Drowning, and then Kong is still chained up. The guy that wrote the book, he was like, fuck it, you know, let me just open it. He flips the switch, Kong is released. Right at the perfect moment before Godzilla comes in. I think he almost bites him or whatever. But he just elbows the shit out of Godzilla, right? And that's such a badass scene, because like, you usually don't see a monster just elbow some fucking monster, you know? They're either biting or fucking lasers or some bullshit or whatever. Nah, man, he fucking elbowed the shit out of Godzilla. He was able to escape. He flipped the boat again, and he was able to get on it. I forgot to mention this, but there's a little girl in the movie. She's very connected to Kong because she was the last of her kind. Her tribe from the Skull Islands. So she's literally like the last one. So Kong has been taking care of her. That little girl was in that boat, and he knew that he had to move, because if not, you know, I think Godzilla would have fucked up that boat, and you know, they all probably would have died, which would have been sad. So he saw a carrier ship. If you guys don't know what a carrier ship, it's a massive ass boat. Like it's literally a fucking huge ass boat. He saw that, and he said, "Fuck it, let's go over there. It's more bigger, and you know, he's not in harm's way of hurting the little girl or the girl dying or whatever." He goes to that ship, and Godzilla follows, and that entire scene is just fucking badass. Godzilla, I don't know how the fucking boat never broke or sank or whatever. Who cares? It's a fucking monster movie. Don't question that shit, alright? So they were both on the boat, and they just started swinging, man. Fucking Kong just socked the shit out of Godzilla, and then Godzilla just smacked the fuck out of Kong, and shit just went down, you know? So they got down to business, and yeah, you know, they were just fucking each other up. And I don't remember it too fondly because it's been a while. I think the last time I watched it was like a week and a half ago. But yeah, they get down and somehow Godzilla was able to drag Kong all the way down to the ocean. Again, if it wasn't for the humans, Kong probably would have died twice already. So Godzilla was dragging him down, way down, like deep down into the ocean, and he was already starting to pass out, as in Kong. Kong was, slowly drowning or whatever. The humans were like, we have to help him because if not, he's dead and we're fucked. So they helped him. They threw like these, like, I guess little, not explosion bombs. I think they're just bombs to like scare Godzilla or whatever. So they did that, and yeah, they were able to help Kong. But again, if it wasn't for them, Kong would have fucking died right then and there. All right. But that entire scene was just great. It was different because you never see monsters fight in water. You usually see them fight in land and shit like that. So that scene was just fucking awesome. Seriously, it was really good. But that win actually goes to Godzilla. Well, actually, all these fights kind of go to Godzilla until the very end. But yeah, Godzilla won this fight pretty easily, especially since he was in the water. That's his territory. So yeah, he just fucked Kong up. The second fight was in Hong Kong. Yeah, right. I think it was Hong Kong. Man, the fucking director of this movie was smart, fantastic, man. I loved how he made them fight through the night till the next morning and stuff like that. But that night fight was fucking, man, it was just so beautiful, man. So I think it's Hong Kong. I could be wrong. I think it's Hong Kong, but over there in, hold on, I think Hong Kong is in China. Let me do this before I look fucking stupid. Hold on, give me a moment, because I don't want to look fucking retarded. Yeah. Okay. So Hong Kong is in China. And if you don't know by now, China, Japan, like all that shit, they're fucking advanced, right? They're way ahead of the US in technology terms. It's so nice over there. But anyways, that scene was just fucking perfect. Kong and Godzilla, they meet there. Kong had to climb through the hole that Godzilla made from Earth to the Hollow Earth. I don't know how the fuck Kong just fucking climbed that shit like ease, but he fucking just flew through that hole and he made it to Hong Kong. And that scene was just fucking great because they fought in the night, but there in Hong Kong there's lights, there's like pink, green, blue lights, because over there they're like advanced technology. Well, not saying that lights are advanced technology, but like here in the US there's not really towers with like colored lights, but there in Hong Kong they had lights everywhere. So like you can see Kong just standing there, and then like a piece of his hair is like green, and then like his face is covered in red or some shit. It just looks so nice. Same with Godzilla. They somehow made that scene just look really, really good. They had all these lights and all these neon signs and all these like neon lights, and they were reflecting off the skin and hair from Kong and Godzilla, which was fucking great. So they get down again. Kong kind of starts off with the advantage since he's in the city now and in land. And in Hong Kong, they have really big ass buildings. Like I'm talking about really huge ass buildings. So Kong was able to take advantage. Oh, let me not forget, he had his axe. So some people don't know about this, but Kong and Godzilla, they come from a species, obviously. So way back in the day, those two species, which was Kong species, I don't know what you want to call them. I guess just call them huge apes, and then Godzilla, like the lizards or whatever fuck. They had several wars, right? They fought. So Kong actually found the axe from his ancestors, and that axe is made out of a dorsal plate from Godzilla's spikes. So that dorsal plate is able to absorb the heat ray from Godzilla and not take damage. So when that axe is charged up, Kong is able to use that as a advantage and just smack the shit out of Godzilla. But anyways, that axe is because of his ancestors. And his ancestors and Godzilla's ancestors, they had a war in the past. But anyways, he found that axe in the Hollow Earth and he brought it with him. He used it to his advantage, man. He's an ape, obviously. So, not saying he's way smarter than Godzilla, which I'm sure he is, but he's more agile, more faster, more athletic, more smart. He can use weapons and shit like that. So yeah, he used that axe, all right? And he had the help from the buildings. He was able to climb, jump around, and hide, and all this shit. And Godzilla wasn't able to keep up for a bit. So in the beginning, Kong actually had a pretty good advantage towards Godzilla. He was on his way to, I guess, kind of fuck him up. But then I forgot what happened exactly. I think he threw his axe or some bullshit. And he wasn't able to fight back properly. So he lost the axe. He was getting his shit rocked. He was getting fucked up again. And actually, Godzilla almost fucking killed him. Almost killed him. And let me tell you, this is my favorite part of the entire movie. Godzilla is right above Kong. Alright? He's right above Kong. He's looking at him. And he just starts to roar. He's roaring and roaring. And then Kong, he gets pissed. So he starts roaring. And they both just start roaring at the same time. And it's just so badass. I'll actually play a soundbite of it now, and I'll put a video of it on the YouTube. But yeah, you guys are gonna hear that now. So yeah, you can't tell me that's fucking not badass, because that is fucking badass. That is my favorite part of the entire movie. It just goes to show that they're both top dogs. They're both the alpha dogs, and well, obviously, Kong got fucked up, but he actually plays a pretty significant role later on. Mechagodzilla, right? Godzilla was already killing Kong, and I guess I forgot what happened, but I think Mechagodzilla was coming out, and they're trying to take control of this robot, but because that robot had the King Ghidorah DNA, the robot spotted Godzilla, and the King Ghidorah DNA got enraged because obviously Godzilla fucked them up before. So they couldn't control Mechagodzilla anymore. The Chinese guy was trying to control him, and he just couldn't. Ghidorah took over, and the Mechagodzilla had a mind of its own. They got fucked up. Mechagodzilla is just fighting because it wants to, because it's Godzilla and it's pissed. So they fucking get down, and like I said earlier, Mechagodzilla is to counter Godzilla. So everything that Godzilla was trying to do, he couldn't do shit. Mechagodzilla was prepared for all that. He just had counter after counter, and he had these rocket pads so he can fly around faster. Excuse me. And Godzilla couldn't keep up, and man, Godzilla was just getting fucked up. In the meantime, Kong is practically almost dying. Little girl, she's deaf, but she can feel, Kong's heartbeat, obviously, because he's a big motherfucker. She can feel the heartbeat, and she feels that Kong is slowly, I guess, dying. And she's crying, and then her caretaker sees, that she's crying. She's like, oh, what's wrong? And a girl, she does it in sign language that he's dying. So the guy that made the book, he was like, fuck, we have to do something about this. But then he remembered that when they were describing the Heave ship, the batteries are strong enough to light up Vegas for a week. That should tell you how strong those batteries are. So the guy had a pretty bright idea to use those batteries from the ship to, I guess, jumpstart Kong's heart again. He takes the ship, he puts it in Kong's chest, and I don't know what he does. It kind of looks like the ship exploded, but pretty much it jump started Kong's heart. He was fine. Well, not fine, but I guess he was still hurt, obviously, but he had the energy to stand back up. Kong is up, and he sees that Godzilla's getting fucked up. So like I said earlier, this is where Kong plays a pretty big role. He sees that Godzilla's getting fucked up, and obviously, that. Oh, also, since Kong and the little girl are connected, she tells Kong that Godzilla is not the enemy. It's Mechagodzilla that's the enemy. And Kong, he's hesitant and stuff like that, but she convinces him. So that's how Kong was able to help out Godzilla, which I'm sure he didn't want to, but, because the little girl said so. And, yeah, Godzilla almost died. Literally almost died. But luckily Kong came and, he was able to stop the blast. The heat ray from Mechagodzilla. So he saved Godzilla there. So Kong was fucking him up for a bit, but then Mechagodzilla let go of the regular Godzilla. And now it's Kong and Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. So they teamed up, but they were still getting fucked up. But Mechagodzilla was going more towards regular Godzilla. So that's where he kind of fucked up, or whatever fuck you want to call it. So it fucked up, and he was trying to kill regular Godzilla. He was still holding off Kong, and Kong actually almost got killed too. Because Mechagodzilla was using its tail as like a little like drill, and he almost drilled a fucking hole into Godzilla's head. Hey, it's me from the future. My dumbass said Godzilla's head, but it's actually Kong's head. So yeah, let's just be real. But here comes the best part of the fucking movie. Kong had the axe in his hand, and Godzilla saw that, and he was like, "Oh shit, let me charge it up, with my atomic breath, or the heat ray, or whatever you want to call it." So Godzilla shoots a laser into the axe. It's charged up, and Kong just fucking smacks the shit out of Mechagodzilla and just fucks him up. He fucks him up pretty fucking good. And then it's charged up, so it does more damage, and he just fucking shreds through him. He literally just cuts him up, and he fucks him up. So at the end of the day, they both worked together, and they made it work. They teamed up, and they were able to defeat Mechagodzilla. And you know what? I honestly knew that was gonna happen. I like knew way back that they weren't gonna kill each other. They're not just gonna kill one of them off. Something was gonna happen, and yeah, I my instincts were right. But yeah, they teamed up. They killed Mechagodzilla, and then from there they just went their own ways. So yeah, they both just go their own separate ways. Godzilla just goes back into the water like he usually fucking does for whatever reason. And then Kong is just chilling there. I wish they would have done something to at least show Kong being back at Skull Island. I think they do that, if I'm not. They do that. My bad. At the end of the movie. Um, but yeah, though, no post credit scene, which kind of sucked. I wish they would have done something just in case if they do get an extension, which I hope they do. But who knows? Time will tell. Hopefully, in 4 years we see another movie, or in however long it takes. Honestly, I don't care. I like Legendary, the production studio. They're really good with like monster movies. They did Jurassic World. They did Pacific Rim, shit like that. So yeah, they're pretty good at making, I guess, monsters or whatever, or animals or whatever. Yeah, they're just good at that. But yeah, that's my review of the movie. The movie was, I guess, in a biased form. I fucking love the movie. It was good. It was really good. The movie director was fucking great. Seriously, he did a really good job from, like the cinematography point of view to like the music to like where they fought to like the plot lines and shit like that. Like, it was really good. It was a really good movie. And for me to rate this movie, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. The reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is because the ending felt a little rushed. They couldn't do much with it, honestly, but to me it felt a little rushed. They could have shown something else, right? They could have shown a little teaser for like the next movie. They could have shown Destroyer or something like that. Destroyer is another monster. In the old movies, he actually killed Godzilla, but that was in the old movies though. So who knows if he would have done something. But yeah, it's a 9 out of 10. It's a perfect movie. I just felt like the ending was just a little rushed, but it was a really good movie. If you haven't watched it yet, just watch it. Seriously. Even if you're not a fan of Godzilla, I think people will enjoy this movie. A lot of people actually hit me up in the DM saying that, yeah, this movie's fucking great. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, watch that movie. But yeah, sorry about this week. It's just me this week. Kevin and Daniel, I guess they had to do something, which is fine. They did that. But again, like I said before, whether it's just me, whether it's 2 people, whether it's 3, or again just 1 person, which it happened today, there's always going to be something out. Always. We got lucky because I actually forgot to do the movie review last week, so I took advantage this week. If it happens again, who knows? We'll see. I'll probably announce it if somebody's doing it by themselves. So maybe you guys can like provide topics or whatever. But hopefully things go back to normal next week. And if not, then fuck it, I'll just do it by myself again, or with Daniel, or if they all come back, great. Sorry for the inconvenience. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. My name is Eric. This is Digital Intel, and thank you for listening. All right, see you guys later, and also take care. Bye.